race could affect all of San Diego, and one of the candidates has said he could get more done outside City Hall than inside. So why does he want to go work inside City Hall now? 10 News anchor Bill Griffith finds out in our Democracy 2014 series, where we ask the candidates.
I'm Bill Griffith. The race for the 6th District City Council seat is the only one being contested next month. It's also the most pivotal. The outcome will decide whether Democrats keep their supermajority on the City Council or whether Republicans will have enough votes on the council to sustain a mayoral veto. Republican candidate Chris Cate joins me now. Welcome to 10 News. Nice to have you here. You got 47% of the vote in the June primary. But according to our latest 10 News UT San Diego poll, 27% of the voters in your district are undecided.
Yes.
What do you do to convince them to vote for you?
Well, it's a lot of knocking on doors and phone calls and doing our outreach to make sure that those folks are hearing our message and they know what I stand for. They know what I want to do when I'm elected to the City Council, and the ideas and the plans and the vision that I want to bring to not only the 6th District but also the city as a whole. And so it's just a lot of work and talking with folks and doing our part to outreach to them and making sure that our message is being heard by them.
And Mira Mesa, Rancho Peñasquito's RPQ, heavily Asian American population, did not have a big turnout in June. What do you do to change that?
We've been doing everything we can to make sure that the API community in Mira Mesa and PQ and throughout the district are being heard, and they're understanding what our vision is and what our ideas are. We're talking to them in their native tongue. We're going out there, we're sending mailers to them. We're doing everything we can to make sure they understand the importance of this election, the historic nature of it. And we were somewhat disappointed with the turnout in June, but again, we're doing our effort to make sure that those folks who are within the API community are understanding the importance of the race, and they're going out and turning out to vote. And there are other organizations as well too within San Diego County that are doing their part to make sure that the API community goes out and does vote.
Very true. Let me ask you, Chris, these are your own words here. Let me get your take on this. You said, after a while, I figured I could get more done outside of City Hall than inside.
Yeah.
This is when you were working for
Yes.
Mayor Faulkner as an aide. Why, if you thought you could get more done outside City Hall than inside, are you now wanting to go inside?
Right. Well, going inside as an elected official is a little different than being a policy aide at the council member level or at a staff level. You get to make the ideas, you get to have your ideas, you get to vote on issues, and you get to be a leader on the vision of the city. And what we felt and what I felt coming outside of City Hall into the Taxpayers Association and being a taxpayer advocate was that we can drum up the additional support, coalition building, all those things. And I think you can take those tools from the outside, working in a nonprofit world of coalition building and advocating and getting people to go out to City Hall or communicating with your community and your residents and your neighbors about the important issues. You can do all that and more and have a say on what actually happens at the city when you're an elected official at City Hall.
You have also promised that if you are elected, you won't take any of the perks, the car allowance,
Correct.
those kinds of things. How can you do that?
You work. I mean, we don't do this for the money. We're here to serve the public, and this is my role in serving the public. And we don't want to take any benefits that are more off than what the public receives in their daily lives. And so we're not going to be taking any of those types of perks. We're going to be making sure that we are going to be a voice for the taxpayers and for the residents of District 6 at City Hall.
Now, you have promised to do your best to retain police.
Correct.
And enhance the attraction to police to stay in longer and more to come. How you plan on doing that?
My father is a 24-year veteran of the California Highway Patrol, and I understand what our public safety officers have to do on a daily basis. And one of the things that I said is we just have to be committed to making sure that this is a top priority at the city. In our charter, our governing laws as a city, it says that we have to take into account police officers when we are deliberating and adopting our budget on an annual basis. And it has to be our top priority is going to be police and recruiting and retaining. We can give them different types of benefits that make sure that their take-home pay is being increased and that they are competitive with other jurisdictions from throughout the region who are stealing our officers. It's not only a good investment for the city, it's a good investment for the taxpayers because the amount of money it takes to train a new recruit and an officer, it's upwards of $190,000. We've got to make sure that we're not losing that investment a year out after we train them.
What's the biggest, outside of the public safety, what's the biggest thing you think facing District 6 right now?
Right. Outside of public safety, I think there's two other importance. When I've said it's been 1A, 1B, and 1C. It's been public safety, it's jobs, and it's our infrastructure as a city. Jobs, our district is a job-centric district. I call it a microcosm of the city. We have high-tech and biotech companies in Serrano Valley, industrial manufacturers in Kearney Mesa, and small business down the Convoy Corridor in Mira Mesa and Claremont. We have different types of jobs and entrepreneurs and business owners. We've got to make sure that as a city, we're cultivating that culture where folks understand they're open for business. And in our infrastructure, you drive down Mira Mesa Boulevard or Balboa or anywhere, you see the decline in our infrastructure, our streets and our sidewalks, and we got to make sure that's a top priority for folks.
Chris Cate, thank you. Don't forget, Election Day is November the 4th. If you want to get the latest political news, just go to the politics page on 10news.com. Thank you for spending some time with us. I'm Bill Griffith.